So in this series of tutorials, I'm going to be going through a number of different things that allow you to work through the AutoCAD packages that I've included with this tutorial, and also how to create it yourself and how to navigate through and manipulate and use it to the fullest effect, and to take it and make it your own kind of thing. The idea behind it, I'm going to probably go into that more later on or as we're working through it, but it's kind of the rationale that AutoCAD is such a powerful program, and the work that I've been doing in AutoCAD in the audio department specifically, that's what this particular document is focused on, and I do encourage those who are interested in and may possibly use said tutorials and paperwork and database to expand upon, because that's kind of the goal, that's kind of the point of it. It's supposed to expand into other departments or into other new things as AutoCAD advances. So what I really want to focus on here is it focuses on blocks and creating the equivalence of a block database, and there's no actual way in AutoCAD to do that yourself, not simply, but through my own creative process through AutoCAD, creating audio paperwork, signal flow diagrams, clear-com placement, speaker placement, different things like that. I've come to realize that I was doing something all the time. What I would always be doing is I'd be taking new documents and I'd be taking the old blocks from the other documents and putting them in there and copying them in. So I always had them locally saved for me, but that's kind of annoying to have to do that every time. And if you're moving between machine and machine, if you have a laptop or if you have another workstation, it is kind of, and does kind of become a little bit of an annoyance, because you feel stranded if you don't have your blocks. And again, this is only if you use blocks in the first place. Like in my second year, I hadn't really found a full use for blocks, and this is an example. I just have one. I just threw one in here in this new drawing one document, and this here is an example of what I call one of my blocks, and that's the idea of what this is all about. So this is all, a block by definition is just a series of created things that you've then said, I want to turn this into one clickable thing with one pick point. The idea being that if I want to insert it, I click I and enter, and then there it is. And this one is locally saved within, when you're using this menu here, this is a locally saved block database, basically, which is what you have in any file, right? The idea is to create this, but so that it can be this, say this database would then be referenced in other files. Anytime you open up a new one, you'll be able to access them. And just to give you an idea, that's basically what you can do with, if you go up here, and I'm in classic mode right now, and you can run it in other modes. I learned in classic, so that's how I run AutoCAD. But you can go up here into tool palettes, and you'll see here I already have some defined, and this is exactly where I got the Motu from. That's how I ended up getting it into this document, which was a new document, right? Tool palettes are the way that any of these things can be dragged and dropped, or clicked and dropped into this document, and these, all these with these other tabs, and any number, it's pretty much limitless what you can do. These all originally are saved in another document. They all come from what I call my block database, like DWG drawing file, and these were all pushed into this tool palette from that. So I can click on any number of these and then just plop them into my active drawing. And my units and limits aren't set up, so it's really big on the screen right now, but the idea being that you can do very creative things with this.